you. So go ahead.
Thank you so much, Narsi. But when my boss calls me to do the webinar, I can't say no. So we're not sure who our bosses are anymore. But,
That's a good confusion.
yes. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Good night. Good morning. I don't know what time zones you're all in. I know at least one person is sitting in Malaysia, which is Sudeep. And I see a few people from somewhere else. Mumbai, I see Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. I don't know if Delhi, any other shout outs of locations, let me know. But we'll get started. So welcome to this webinar on facilitator development. It's about, really the intent is about exploring your membership. If you are already a member, are you using the membership fully? And if you're not a member, you have an advantage. You will know how to use your membership fully once you become one. And if you haven't renewed, like Narsi said, well, hopefully we'll urge you to renew and actually use your membership as well. So a couple of quick things. I'm going to be using chat a lot, as well as some polling in a breakout group. So we'll try to keep it as interactive as possible. If you have questions at any point in time, throw a question in the chat and I will try and multitask and respond. Please do stay on mute to avoid a lot of background noise, etc. And also to, if you do want to say something, just go on mute, off mute, and of course, feel free to share. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to get you to do is just say hello to everybody. So in your chat box, 3 things you're going to type. Who you are, and you can decide what you want to say about who you are. What brought you to the webinar? And then something interesting that has happened to you in the last 24 hours. So what is it? Let's take a few minutes. Let's give it 5 minutes and let's have everybody type something. Go. Thank you, Banu. You get the first prize for being. And somebody did a holiday. Wow. Nice one, Yatin. Impactful facilitation. Thank you. Banu, share some pictures on East India holiday soon. Thank you, Bala. Maheshwari, plenty of other clients there. Don't worry. Krishnan, you can't do better than Yatin as a mentor. Congratulations, Ravi.
Thank you, Vinay.
Tough Army course, okay. Come on, people, don't be shy. Lots more to come. Supriya, I guess everybody else knew you were hosting the party except for you. Okay. Thanks, Sudeep. See you at the conference in Malaysia soon. All right, Calcutta, excellent. Emotional training for a company that gives funeral services. Interesting project. Thank you, Archana, Lata, Jairam. Vada pav, I hope you recovered from it. It wasn't too spicy. We'll give it another minute. Not that many people have responded still. Going once. There, Sandeep. Mala. Thanks, Mala. It's actually, what is it now? It's not 28. It's 20. It's not 82. It's 29. There's the Major. Good evening, Major. So Bombay, Delhi's here, Calcutta, Malaysia, excellent. Chennai. I don't see Bangalore. I see Mumbai. Great job, Sundar. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's time to move. So thank you, Jyotsna. Welcome to the facilitation world. And I don't know who IF India is, but IF India is no idea who IF India to everyone is. Hey, Vinod. I've been on a long time, very long time. I haven't seen you. Hey, Kavita. Finally, Bangalore is here. Excellent. Okay, so let's get started. So those of you keep coming in, please putting the stuff up there. So I'll give it another, hang on, there's a few more messages. Let's just do that. There's Varsha. I don't know, Narsi, maybe Bangalore is tired of me. Okay, let's get going. Okay, let me just share a little bit with you about the association. We are 1,700 plus members. We represent pretty much the entire region of the world. We've got members pretty much in all parts of the world. And we truly are a volunteer organization because each region elects a director to the board of the IAF. I was a former regional director for Asia, and we've got our very own Farah from India as the IAF Asia regional director. We also have the Asia conference that happens regularly, and the next Asia conference is scheduled in Malaysia. And Sudeep, who's here, is one of the organizing team. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. So very quickly, for those of you who have never seen this line before, when I'm asked a little bit about, so what is the International Association of Facilitators and who are we? This is our elevator pitch. This is the one that the board last year in London in 2018, when we sat down and said, how can we explain the IAF in the simplest way possible to people who don't know about the IAF? Or how can we help our members in the IAF talk about us? So we are a worldwide community of facilitators. We exist to promote excellence in the use of professional group process facilitation, and we want to create engagement and impact. We enable our members to thrive by growing their skills, their networks, and their career. And we are a home for anyone who wants to learn about facilitation and for those who make facilitation their profession. Together, all of us as a community, we set the internationally accepted standards for facilitation and promote the power of facilitation. So what I'd like each one of you to do is just take a couple of minutes to reflect on this value proposition. And what are the words that stand out for you? So if you can just spend a couple of minutes reflecting, what are the words that stand out for you from our value proposition? You just type it up in the chat box, that would be great. By the way, we practiced this elevator pitch, and it's something that you can do in 30 seconds. Okay, so there's engagement, the impact, the power of facilitation. Thank you, Anirban. Community. Kavita, it's about the way of life. Enabling people, Krishnan. Jairam, just facilitation, okay. Vinod, create engagement and impact. Rohit, welcome. Setting standards. Growing network. Ravi, a home for everyone. International standards. Accepted standards. Together. Thank you, Jyotsna. Participant driven. Absolutely, Banu. We're a home and a profession. It's about being a community. Great. Enabling and engaging. Excellent. Anyone else? Together we create. Thank you, Dr. Kanandi. Promoting. Comes in handy in all walks of life. Narsi, engagement and impact. Growing, absolutely. And a couple of quick things, just want to point out. If you notice our value proposition, there's stuff that's external facing, which is the first paragraph. We're a community, we promote excellence. Who do we promote it? We promote it to everyone outside. We use it to create engagement and impact. It's what we as a community do with the outside world. Thank you, Pari. Internally, it's about helping each one of us to grow our skills, our network, and our careers. So there's an internal one as well. And the last paragraph is about what we do jointly. We want to be that home, and we set the internationally accepted standards. So our vision is, besides promoting the power of facilitation, that when people start thinking about what is facilitation, or think about group process facilitation, they should think of the International Association of Facilitators. So just wanted to share with you from a community perspective, there's a few key words that in the board meeting we had a lot of great conversation around. One is we are a community. We are a community of facilitators. And again, I just want to reiterate for all the members who may not know about it, but we have no full-time staff. We're a completely volunteer-driven organization. And the word together is important here. The only people we work with are an agency which provides us administrative support, who have several staff dedicated to our work, but I think only one, Muji Mujtaba, who runs the office at if-world.org, is a dedicated team member. The other key word I want to highlight is in the second paragraph. Our members to thrive by growing their skills, their network, and their career. This is one of the things we will spend a little bit of time about in a few minutes, because that's the value you should be getting out from the membership in the IF. Every year you should be growing your skills, your network should be increasing, and your career should be prospering. And that's one reason why you need to be a member here. And the last paragraph, it's a home for anyone who wants to learn about facilitation. And it's about, that home is about together. We do it together. We set the internationally accepted standards, which means each one of us, with the quality of the work that we do, we are increasing and setting the benchmarks for new standards for our profession. So this is something for you to remember and know about as well. Any questions, please throw it out in the chat group. There's also some values. Hopefully you've seen these, read these, and understand them because these are very core to us as an organization. It's about inclusivity. It's about being global, and I'll share that in a few minutes, the statistics. It's about participation. We fundamentally believe in the wisdom of the group, and it's about advocating for all participative methodologies. And I just spent a week in China, just flew back in last night, and ran several facilitated workshops and facilitation skills for the IF community there. And it's amazing how they eat up the whole participative methodologies. There are facilitators who are changing traditionally hierarchical organizations dramatically. They are bringing in participative methodologies, and I must say, I was talking to two of the facilitators, and I was genuinely moved by what they have done in a few organizations. It's about celebration. Anyone who's ever been to an IF conference knows about the celebration that happens there, about the quality interchange that we have. It's about innovation. There's always new methodologies, tools, processes that keep evolving from the IF community. And it's social responsibility. What does that mean? That I personally and several of my colleagues in the IF, we strongly encourage giving back. I do at least 5 days a year of pro bono work for educational institutions and NGOs. We have something called the the GSFC, the Global Support Network. We have facilitators who have gone in and aided reconstruction efforts or community efforts at the end during disasters. So very famous case study is the Japan IF, which was instrumental and played a significant role in post the tsunami in Japan. And very recently, a few volunteers from our IF community took part in some stuff in Indonesia as well. So there's a lot of giving back as a community. Let me just share some latest data. This is data I pulled literally as of yesterday. The office was nice enough to share. So you're part of a community which has 1,769 members as of 9 p.m. Canadian time yesterday. And I'll let you just reflect on the membership breakup. Asia is the fastest growing region for us in the IF and the one that's grown the most dramatic in the last few years. We have close to 30% of our members there, followed by Europe. And then, actually, if you add up Canada and USA and call it North America, it pretty much beats everybody. However, from a geographic perspective, these are the regions on our board, and each one of them is represented by a regional director. So I'm going to pause for a couple of minutes and take any questions there are, and you can unmute and you can ask me verbally, or you can put it in chat. And if any of you are going to ask me country-specific information, that's the next slide. So, anybody going once, going twice, and about to be gone. Thank you, Mala and Rohit. The Delhi team is buzzing. What's the buzz in Asia on account of, and is IF becoming less inclusive with more participation from Asia? Great questions. I think Asia was underserved for many years. And if you take a look at the growth in Asia, a lot of this growth is in the last 3 years. particularly China, India, and some of the, we've had many new chapters being created. Indonesia, Philippines are new chapters. We have Thailand that's being talked about as a new chapter. So I think with the new chapters coming in, Rohit, that kind of addresses a little bit of your question. Are we becoming less inclusive? I think we're becoming more inclusive by bringing in more members from different countries that were not served before. And actually, I must also share with you that the Africa region last year had only 20 odd members actually maybe 30 or members in early 2018. So if you look at the percentage, they've gone from 30 to 76. So they're probably percentage-wise, the fastest growing region. And Africa is a big push for us in the IF to grow as a region as well. Africa and even Latin America. If you take a look at Latin America, that's all of everything from Mexico all the way to the end of South America. That's 44 members. That is a very underserved community for us. So that is somewhere that we need to also be focusing our attention. At least as a board, we are. And this includes the Caribbean. Has the growth in membership been a linear growth? Yes, it's been linear. Our total membership has hovered between 1,600. It has grown from about 1,600 about 2 years ago to 1,769. So overall, if you think about it, our total membership growth hasn't dramatically changed. However, in terms of the mix of the members, you're seeing a shift there as well. Isn't 1770 too small for a profession that has such a profound impact in the world? I agree with you, but every ocean starts with a drop. And this 1769 members, we are making a huge impact. So I think this is an opportunity to really step up and do a lot more impact as well. Yes, I'll talk about the website and I'll talk a little bit about that. Okay, great, Rohit. You got a 1770. Thank you for rounding it up. Renewal of members. Great question. I would probably say that the renewal of members in countries like Canada and Europe is very strong and very high percentages. In Asia, we have a large churn of members because we have lots of members who tend to join, experiment, join for the conference, and if local communities don't engage with them, we lose those members. So to answer some of those questions, let me just take a look at this slide here. The top 10 countries in terms of membership. So if you take a look at it, 3 countries are there in the top, 4 countries from Asia in the top 10. US and Canada, of course, as individual countries have huge membership numbers. Even a small country like the United Kingdom has 103 very active, highly engaged, extremely high renewal rates of membership. Sweden with 45 members as well. And to give you an example, there are many other, to Rohit's point, there are many other communities of facilitation out there. In Japan, there is something called the FAJ, which is the Facilitators Association of Japan, which has 1,600 members. They're as large as the IAF itself. But they are purely focused on Japan. All their stuff is done in Japanese. And all our 41 members in the IAF also happen to be members of FAJ. So, so I think the key word for us is international. Anyone with that global outlook is part of the International Association of Facilitators. Yeah, good question, Bala. We will. I will talk about that in a few minutes as well. So one more slide I just want to share with you in terms of data, which you might find interesting, is something that is the Certified Professional Facilitator. And if you take a look at the top 10 countries with CPFs, again, while India may be the third highest in membership, we're not even in the top 10 countries with CPFs. So to your point, Rohit, are we making an impact? Canada has a very high number and the United States has a high number because CPFs are often given preference, or in some cases, it is a required qualification to bid for certain kind of work. In Canada, several government contracts and facilitation opportunities are only available to CPFs. Right? So we've got a long way to go before we make an impact in terms of that kind of work. But if you take a look at Korea, huge amount of facilitation that is happening in that country. Yep, absolutely, Mala. Thank you for picking that up. Sweden had 45 members in the previous slide. Let me just go back and verify that. Hang on. Yep, 45. And they have 31 CPFs. So as a percentage of membership, they are way up there. And if you take even the United States with 350 members and 136 CPFs, so you're talking about really high percentages. And 25% and 27% of the CPFs come from those regions. So if you take a look at this, Asia, which is about, someone correct me if I get this number wrong, but what are we? We're about 3 billion or close to 4 billion of the world's 7 or 8 billion population. We're half the world's population. And our membership is very low. So we have an opportunity to grow. Facilitation is coming even more, is becoming more prevalent, to use the word. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick check-in and before we get into talking about what membership services and benefits there are. So we'll do a poll just to see how many of you are familiar with the membership services. So Raj, can you launch our poll, please?
Just a minute, Vinay.
Thank you.
Small technical snag. Yeah, they're getting it set right now.
No worries. I noticed a few other people joined. Hi, Abhishek, Kadir. And a poll will launch soon, so please. Absolutely, Pari. I will talk about that in a few minutes. In the meantime, any comments around the memberships? Or the CPFs? For those of you who are interested in looking at a CPF, it's a really good opportunity for you to go to the website. There's the CPF calendar has been launched. The nearest one to us is going to be in September in Kuala Lumpur. We're probably also going to have one, I think there's one in the calendar for Singapore as well. And for those members in India, I know Farah and Narsi are talking about possibly a CPF assessment in India in 2020. Right, Narsi? Excellent, Bala. In fact, I was going to take you to the...
Vinay, we're going to attempt to log out and log in.
Oh, okay.
Your session will be live.
Sure.
And just check whether the poll works there.
Okay.
Yep. Here's 2-3 minutes. That's it.
No problem. This is called Murphy's Law, folks. And for those of you who may not have heard of Murphy's Law, Murphy was a British soldier stationed in India. Only in India could you invent Murphy's Law.
So in India, it's Nurse's Law.
Oh, it's Narsi's Law? Oh, very good. Even better. That's why, Yatin, absolutely, because of Narsi and Murphy's Law, we had to fix it, and we created such a great IT infrastructure in our country. Okay, so I'm just going to go back. Any questions on these 3 slides? We looked at overall, I think a lot of you have asked membership questions. Keep a track of what the members, the chapters are doing in different countries. And one of the things that I have been very fortunate to do because of my work and my travel is anytime I'm in a country where there's an IF chapter or an IF community, I've just sent an email through the website or through people I've met at conferences. And they have been very great in putting together events, or at the least, just a coffee catch-up with a few IF members who had never ever met before, and just catch up and get to know some people.
Okay, Vinay, we are back. Option is on. Can I launch the poll?
Yes, please, sir. Great question, Supriya. I think, so participation in monthly events is only one way to leverage the membership. There are so many other ways to leverage membership, which we'll talk about. Okay, here goes the poll. Take a few minutes. And if you notice in the poll, I've actually put a 0 there, didn't know it exists. And that's a... Great question. Thank you, Prasanna. I've been a member of the IAF since 2008. I was first introduced to the IAF from a member of Thailand chapter who happened to visit India, invited me to Thailand and to a conference. And he's now moved back to the US. So the best moment in the IF so far, too many to mention, but I'd probably say getting my CPF. Okay. Are we done with the poll, Raj?
Vinay, 20 out of 32 has voted, 21, 22 is just increasing.
Okay, we'll give it a couple of more minutes.
Yep.
Come on, folks, we have 34 people. I finished my vote. So we're 22, there's 12 people.
26 out of 32 done.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
6 more to go.
Yep. 5 more to go.
This is like a ISRO countdown.
4 more now.
4.
Couple of them might be driving, Vinay.
That is true. Oh yeah, please do not drive and poll.
Should I end the poll now? 4 more to go.
I think Rohit's struggling to submit. Rohit says not able to submit, some problem with the button. Rohit, I know you sometimes...
it's still on. Yeah, but the poll is still on. Yeah.
Stop pressing the wrong buttons, Rohit.
Done.
Same thing, Manu, you may have missed a question. Finally, Rohit presses the right buttons.
Okay. Only 3 more to go, Vinay. Let me know if I have to close.
Okay, I know Banu's struggling. I have no idea if we're being recorded. So there's a question, Raj, are we being recorded?
Yes, Vinay, we are recording the session, yes.
Excellent. Yes, Sudeep, it is. And hopefully in 10 minutes, you'll get a little bit more value. Thank you for staying up past 10 p.m. Okay, close and let's look at the results. Do I need to stop sharing for you to share?
No need, Vinay. Those are the results.
Okay, so if you take a look at it, the methods database have not used 25%, not very often. That's 50% of our membership. Ouch. Regularly is just 1, and that's probably me. I'm the one who put regularly there. How much do I use the members database? Okay, somebody, you won't see my response, Bhargav, it's there as part of the group. But if you can see the poll results, it's up there.
Okay, if few people are using the mobile, then they may have to move the screen to see the poll results.
Okay, thanks, Raj. So Major, I don't know if you're using a mobile, but you may have to move the screen around. So for the members database, for those of you who travel, who want to go around, someone asked about connecting with members in other countries. That's a great resource for you to find out who's where. So again, not many people, 18% didn't even know it existed. So that's something to work on. How much do you use the Knowledge Center? Not very often. We'll talk a little bit about that. Regularly is about 1. Scale webinars. A lot of the webinars are posted and loaded up on our website. So you can go and check webinars there. So have not used, again, 39%. So there's a great amount of knowledge in those webinars. So they are available for you. What's excellent to see is the answer to scale, question number 5, which is how much have do you, okay, there goes my English. I knew I'd made some mistake somewhere. How much have you used IF events? Excellent to see 46%, 29% use them often and regularly. For our members sitting in Kolkata, I know there's one person there, but I don't know if work ever takes you around the country, but please do connect with IF, the hubs in around the country as well. On a scale of 0, how much you use regional conferences, excellent to see this number going up. So it's good to see these numbers changing as well. Okay, so let me just talk to you a little bit about the membership benefits. So one is the methods library. So I saw those numbers that can definitely improve. I don't know how many of you are aware, but that as a member, you can use an IF members logo on your own website, your business cards, your email, etc. I have it in my email signature. We get the IF global flip chart, and we are able to go through the CPF and now the ProPath, which was recently launched as well. So I'm going to share a website here. If you just give me a second, I'm going to go to, okay. Can you see the screen? I'm showing the IF website.
Visible, Vinay.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. So for those of you, this is our methods database. There's 50 methods that's available for anyone to use. And there's another 446 other methods that's only available for members to access. Any single one of us can add another new resource or another process here. This method database is a lot better than it used to be. It is searchable by category. You have issues around generating ideas, decision-making, facilitation techniques, warm-ups, managing difficulties. The reason I pulled this one up is recently I used the Six Thinking Hat method. I used it, I was aware of it, but the way this was written up in this particular, by this author, was a much better way of doing it than I used to do it. So these are all different methods that we can keep posting. This is dynamic. It goes through, once you submit, it goes through a review, edit, or from spell check, etc., and then it gets posted. So this is an amazing tool that you have available to use. Okay, I think I have stopped sharing. Have I stopped sharing? Yes, I think I have stopped sharing. Okay, okay, there I am. So this is one that I would highly encourage you to try and use. Even the global flip chart. Oh, let me just go back, hang on. I wanna just go back to share something else. Just a quick second. I'm just gonna go to another tab here. The global flip chart has a method of the month that is available. And I've just pulled up the global flip chart from 27th April 2012. So you can go back all the way up to 2010, look for methods, look for updates on what's been going on. So there's tremendous amount of data there as well. So the whole knowledge center section on the website, I've logged into my account here. There's I of books and resources. You can start to see from publications perspective, the research papers, etc. The IF journal, the group Facilitation, it's a journal that used to be published. It had gone quiet, and there is now a team working to republish this again. But this is a great journal. I'm just showing you the one from 2016. There's a wonderful article which I've used before. It's about mindfulness for group facilitation, comparing or using Eastern, Zen and some of the Eastern philosophical principles in multinational Western companies. So there's a whole bunch of information that is available on these journals as well. I'm just going to share one. Give me a quick second. Yep. So that's just the first slide of a two-slide list of benefits that's available, and these are at the global level. So this is answering a question that was asked earlier: do we need to attend events, or is it members? Most of these events are only available for members. Most of these resources are only available for members. The other one is an opportunity to nominate your clients for the FIA, the Facilitation Impact Awards. These are internal clients or external, for those of you who are internal facilitators. So in India, we've had Workheart hospitals that have won the FIA for a couple of years in a row. The FIA will be open very soon. In fact, they're open right now. So there's opportunities for those of you who work with clients to get your clients recognized. As a member, you get special rates for conferences. At any conference, whether it's global, local, etc. I already talked about the IF members directory. um, I mentioned you can add more resources, and then you can also look for what's called a training to be an IF endorsed training program. Right. So there's a lot of information that's available for you to do. And the last but not least, you have the ability to join a local chapter. And if none exists, support or create one. So in India, we've got the city hub model. Malaysia has a chapter that's active, where Deep is from. Philippines is there. In Asia, and I'll just share those numbers in a little while as well. But what I'm going to ask you to do is we've got a community here, and communities learn from each other. So we're going to do a breakout. We're going to put you into breakouts, and Raj is going to help create. I think, Raj, how many do we have?
We currently have 37 participants, Vinay.
Okay. So shall we do maybe 4 breakouts?
Sure.
About 8 or 9 people per breakout.
So Narsi is suggesting 5 rooms, Vinay.
Okay, Narsi is my boss, so
it will be 7 participants per room.
Perfect.
So should I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead. So, but before you do that, so in your breakout group, you'll get thrown into an audio breakout. 3 questions for you all to discuss. What are some of the benefits you've received from being a member? How has membership added value for you in your profession and role as a facilitator? Each group will need to present our top 2 benefits and 3 value add elements. And just some tips for you to make your breakouts effective. Appoint a facilitator as well as someone to record the discussion, and make sure you have a spokesperson to report out to the larger group. Please do allow everyone to share. Let's give everybody a voice and stay within the time allotted. So I'm going to give you, if there's 7 people, I will give you 20 minutes per break for the breakout activity.
Another point, Vinay, the screen will not be visible in the breakout room, so they may have to take a screenshot or a picture so that they see the questions once in the breakout room.
Okay, we have very smart people here. They have great memory, so they'll remember. Okay, and our technical guru will create this.
Okay, here we go. You will be getting into breakout rooms now. It's open. So on your screen, you will see the join breakout room option. Please click on that. You'll be able to see the breakout room options now.
Is everybody gone?
Not yet, Vinay. We have not yet. So breakout room 1 is full, 2 is full, 3 is almost full, 4 is full, 5 is where we have.
Yeah, so I see a few people like Major Bhargav, Lakshmi Narayan, who are on multiple devices.
Yes. So breakout room 5, we have only 3 people.
Just move somebody.
Move someone. Okay, should we move? Should we move from several? Okay, we're trying to move the breakout room 5 people to other rooms.
Yeah, perfect. I think, yeah, move one of each. Yes.
Okay, Varsha is still in. Okay, Vinay, now we have 4 rooms, all
Okay.
full. And let me know, I think in your screen, you will see an option to join breakout room 1.
No, I just denied. I'll stay here. Let them
You
have.
want to stay here? Okay.
Facilitators, stay away.
Okay.
Let the inmates run the asylum.
So, Narsi, what are you doing here then?
I am stuck with Raj.
And where would you want to move to?
Mine is not logged in.
Logged in? Seems to be logged in. Yeah, yes, move, sir.
Okay.
Move. And it's okay. So, yeah.
If I go out, I can log into some.
I can move you to. No, we can go into it. Hi, Vinay. I've closed the breakout rooms. People will come back automatically in 45 seconds, unless they come back on their own.
Hello, Vinay? Vinay?
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Vinay is.
Yes, hello.
Vinay, were we not getting 20 minutes?
Well,
But we
yes,
hadn't done with 20 minutes yet.
I know.
So you called
It's
us
called
back.
agile facilitation.
So we were happy chatting up and then you interrupted us now.
Yes, I know. Okay. I wish we had lots more time. The groups were larger than. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so group one, do you have a spokesperson?
Yeah, Vinay, this is Bala. I'm the spokesperson for the group one.
Go ahead. Just
Yeah,
the third question.
The first question, yeah.
Top two benefits and three value add.
Yeah, the benefits our group has discussed is by participating directly in the events, the membership fees gets paid back. If you regularly participate, and it's a great benefit, you're getting direct benefit. That's one point. Then we get a lot of inputs from fellow members. That's the biggest benefit we get. And we also access to mentorship during the events, and we get a chance to do practice session. Then we get opportunities to network. We get to learn and see new styles and new types. And these sessions have never been boring. It's always new, and you learn a lot every time. This is a summary of the points we discussed for the first person.
Great. Thank you, group one. Yeah. Group two, who's your spokesperson?
Hi, Shalaka here. I'm the spokesperson for group 2.
Go ahead.
The member benefits that all of us agreed upon were the discounts in the cost that we get for all the events, also the access to the various knowledge resources, whether it is on the methods database or access to seasoned facilitators who would then mentor and coach the facilitators to grow, the opportunities to do practice facilitation. So these are some of the direct benefits as members that all of us have experienced. In terms of value add, all of us agreed that we all have been on a transformation journey, and it has the whole experience of being with IF has evolved us as professionals, have actually given a different perspective to our values and beliefs, and we all are part of a learning community, which we love to belong to. So these were the two responses from our group.
Great, thank you, Saga. And group three. Was group three the silent group?
Hi, this is Binod. Sorry.
Hey, Binod. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So there were a host of benefits, but main benefits were amazing relationships developed, deep connection, ability to reach out to members when traveling to other countries, getting feedback on facilitation skills, getting opportunities in many forums to show facilitation skills. These were some of the benefits. In terms of values added, People grew beyond boundaries that they even imagined. They learned the power of being vulnerable, started using webinars, graduated to a larger level of process interventions like strategy meets and large-scale interventions, and shift in perspective in terms of reducing dependency on content. So these are the values that people got.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And there was no group 4, right, Raj? Or was there a group 4?
Of course, there was a group 4.
Very good.
Yes, group 4 is there.
There was no group 5. I was trying to figure out how many groups. Yes.
Okay, so I think parts of our discussion was already spelled out by the other 3 groups. Outside what we heard, people spoke about by being a member, there was a lot of networking that could happen. And we could see a lot of value in similar type of people, and the ability to really give was really amazing. So these are a few things that were outside what we heard from the others. And the value piece, one interesting thing that came again outside the other 3 groups was a clear distinction between training and facilitation was learned through the IF community, and getting a buy-in from senior leadership. Facilitation helped. So it's not just about the membership part of it. Being part of the group itself helped, building this value. One other person in the group also spoke about as being a member with IIF. There's a lot of recognition that we've got. It's a big value to be having IIF member being printed in your visiting card, and so these things will really build our brand. So that was another value that came out. And we resonate with the other 3 groups as well. The notes that we have that we've taken from our group also speaks about the other things the other 3 groups spoke about.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so one of the things, I don't know if you've noticed a common theme between what all the groups were just sharing. It's about that community. And if you remember the values slide I showed earlier, it's about together. We build this community. And just because we're in Asia, I'm using some data from Asia. So take a look at chapters. So here's where all the different chapters are. We have our conference coming up in Kuala Lumpur. Last year was in Osaka. 2017 was Seoul, Hualien. 2015, we had it in Mumbai. So I think many of you mentioned practice. So here's some kind of the community-driven events. There's learning events, practice events, coffee conversations. I know Mumbai has started something. What is that? Coffee Adda or forget the name.
We have Katta conversations.
Yes, Katta conversations. Thank you. Webinars like these, member connects, workshops, and the list goes on. The groups constantly creating other forms and ways to connect. Some time ago, I was very fortunate to be in Singapore when they were doing facilitation book review. They pick different books, different people read different parts of the book, and they have a conversation over what did they learn from the book, right? So there's tremendous opportunity to keep connecting with the community. And just some images from the last conference in Osaka. We had a few members there. I know Yatin, who's on the call, was there. I'm trying to remember who else. I can't see the full membership list, but if anybody else was at Osaka, give a shout out. But it was amazing.
Shalaka, I believe. Shalaka was there.
Oh, Shalaka, you were there, yes. Shalaka, myself, I think India was represented, I think, by about 6 or 7 of us, but we had a huge community from across Asia. We have country conferences that happen. Of course, India hosts a country conference. I just came back from China where they announced their country conference in November. And I'm going to that one. So I'll be part of the country conference there. So there's huge opportunities for us to connect and be part of the community. So one of the things that I just want to share with all of you is, so what does that mean? How can you leverage your membership? What else can you do? It's all about learning and growing. So you can learn by learning, conferences, articles, webinars, static and dynamic, things that from the website. You can learn by doing, get out there and do stuff, practice, put yourself forward to do a practice session, learn from conversations. Every time I meet an IIF member, I'm learning. Whether it's a formal coffee chat or a meetup, whatever community that we are part of. Learn by sharing. We all bring tremendous amount of experience, knowledge, and ideas. So run sessions at conferences, offer to run sessions in your local communities, present at conferences. Just to let you know, the call for proposals is open for the Asia conference. The deadline was actually yesterday, but it was extended. Now the new deadline is March 31st. So if anybody does want to present and submit a proposal, so learn by sharing and learn from others. The mentoring program, I think somebody mentioned, we have both a formal mentoring program now that has been launched, as well as an informal mentoring program. I think many of us have, I've been very fortunate to have been mentored by several people in the IIF early on in my journey in the IIF, with just informal people who give time, and it's giving back. So I do that with people as well. And we all help link back to one of our values, which is helping the organization. Together we set the standards for the profession. So one of the benefits that, I don't know if any of the groups called it out, or maybe you didn't explicitly say it, but one of the benefits I've had, and it's a value add for me, is I have not come across as many other communities that are so open to sharing knowledge, experience, ideas, and we just give this to the community, right? Well, we are possibly one of the most open source. I always say we are an open source community. The only thing we ask is, if you use any of our stuff, feel free to use it. Just acknowledge the source where it came from, and that's it. Change it, make it your own, adapt it as well, and it's an idea that is huge for us as a community. So that is what the IIF really is. And as yep, I see lots of messages around the mentoring program. Yeah, and the mentoring program is open only to members at this stage, and there were only 50 slots available. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's pretty much filled already, or no, there's only a few slots open. Yes, thank you, Supriya, for if you were discussing that. I never look at anybody within the IIF as competition. We're all potential partners and people that we can potentially learn from. So this is a huge source of inspiration for me. On that note, I want to leave you with this and then leave the rest of 10 minutes for a Q&A. So Rohit asked earlier about the change and the impact we make. To me, we enable change in the way people think and act and impact the world around them. So if that's 1,700 people, if we all change the way we think, we act, and we engage with communities, groups, clients, our participants, and we're spreading the power of facilitation. So I think this is very important. So I want to just launch one more poll. So please, Raj, our second poll.
Yes, Vinay, coming up now.
And thank you for reminding me, because I almost forgot there was a second poll.
Poll is on, Vinay.
Poll is on.
This is a multiple choice. You can select more than one.
Hey, I think this is the answer. You said 0 of 32% have voted already. You have, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Screenshot.
19 people.
Four more to go, Vinay.
Excellent. By the way, I want to do a special shout out for somebody who's been very quiet in the group. Celeste Brito is here. Celeste is the regional director for EMEA. Hello, Celeste.
Yeah, I participated in a special group. Okay, I've been there. I've been acting myself. Okay.
Okay, Celeste.
It's great, and I really appreciate the invitation, and I'm really happy to have joined you. Thank you.
Thank you, Celeste. Great. And I have not seen or spoken to Celeste since Uruguay.
Yeah, since January.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done with the poll? Everyone?
Yes, Vinay, the results are being shared now. Are you able to see it?
Yes, yes, yes. How can we, somebody's asked, how can we have more than 100% response?
We clicked twice.
Shalaka, yes. I think people have attended multiple times. Yeah. No, someone may have dropped off. I think it's showing 31 people. So someone must have voted and dropped off. So so it's 32 responses out of 31 who are online now. And Varsha, I hope I gave a statistically accurate answer.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So excellent to see people who attended. Well, I would have expected 100% for attending webinar because you're on one. So that was a trick question, by the way. But there's opportunities for us to do more. I think volunteer, please. Volunteer to do stuff. Again, 68% on run learning or use to practice event. Attending regional conferences, connecting, using the resources on the website is an opportunity for us to do more. Reach out to other members for advice, inputs. This is something that Yati knows, Yati, Narsi, those of us who've been there from the beginning, something we did very early on quite a lot. Just pick up the phone, call each other. Hey, I'm running a workshop, planning on using this process, any ideas? Still happens, I know, on the WhatsApp groups, but it's an opportunity to do that. Okay, so very quickly, just let's do a quick Q&A. We've got 5 minutes. Who wants to throw it? Please type a question or ask verbally. The ProPath launch in India. Ravi, the ProPath has been launched globally. There are parts of the ProPath that have been launched, and it's not like the mentoring program is part of the ProPath as well. So as different components get launched, they will get launched globally. They're not necessarily specific to countries. What would be one thing that would help become a CPF? Certification need help. Practice, practice, practice. Document is another thing I say. Every time you do process facilitation, document your learnings, processes. That's one of the key elements of being a successful facilitator, about our ability to capture and document information. How do we reach out for suggestions other than the WhatsApp group? Well, find people. What is the connect when you meet people, build connections, and ask. I remember in the early days we used to say, "Hey, can we exchange numbers? If I have any, I need some advice, can I give you a call or send you a message?" That's the best way to do it. Yeah. So I think Yatin shares some great input that says, do document and then get feedback from others. One other thing is on the membership fees. We are a completely volunteer level organization. So all your membership fees that you pay go towards running the association, the website, managing the methods database, running all the administrative work, etc. So many countries either have a $200 developed country fee or a $100 developing country fee. So I think India gets the $100 developing country fee. I'm not sure how long that will last because we are developing rapidly. Because they're all community-driven events, community-based events, we pay for what we do. We add values. We pay for the value we get as a member. Documentation needs to be mailed somewhere. If you're formally applying for the CPF application process, certification process is on the website. Please download that. That will give you the overview of the process. My suggestion is do not be in a hurry to get the CPF. Practice, use facilitation, attend the community, etc. And that is the way you get value from it. And that's when you know you're ready for the CPF. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending and more importantly, for being part of this IAF community. It's a great family to be part of. I always tell people this is my professional family. So thank you and hope to see you all soon at some other event. Take care.
Thank you, Vinay. Thanks a lot taking up time for us. So the next event is on April 20th. Tom Swash is doing. Exciting topic. If you find typos in Vinay's English, because I proofread it, so credit goes to me. And for those of you who want to know the IAF treasury report, please go to the global treasury report. There is a deficit there. I can assure you that the money is well spent. So thanks a lot, everyone, and see you on April 20th. Please do use the webinars very well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Raj, always. And thanks, phenomenal participation from everybody. Great topics and great suggestions and great questions. I really, really enjoyed. Thanks, Raj, once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raj, for all the tech. Thank you, Narsi. And all the typos are mine, not Narsi's.
I proofread it, yeah, that's right. Right, thanks. Thanks a lot, Vinay.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye. So in the